Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Kameel Majdali.
The book of Revelation is the last book of the Bible. It's about Jesus Christ. He is the revelation. It tells us so much about God. Kameel, when we talk about this book of Revelation, we're in there too, because the blessing of God is so apparent.
The blessing of God is not only apparent, Neil, in the book of Revelation, it's virtually guaranteed in writing. One of the things people don't realize, if they have a shallow understanding, and I'm not being harsh here, I had a very shallow understanding of Revelation. I just thought it was about mysteries, symbols, a profusion or explosion of evil, and that by the time you got to the end of the book, you're too exhausted to enjoy the glories of the New Jerusalem. That was my snorkeler's view of Revelation. Well, I graduated to being a scuba diver and going down a little deeper through inductive study. And one of the things I discovered is that Revelation is actually a book about blessing. And the intention of the book is to bless people. In fact, there's something like 7 Beatitudes. Blessed is he who does this, that, and the other, that is throughout this amazing book. Furthermore, in chapter 1, verse 3, and I quote, "Blessed is he that reads, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." So it's talking about the person who reads and hears the words of the prophecy will be blessed. So Revelation really is about the blessing of God on the lives of people.
To use an expression, there are goodies and baddies in the book of Revelation, and the end of the baddies is not a pleasant time. The blessing obviously flows to those who are on the side of Christ.
Well, let's put it to you in a really simple context. Christ is the winner, and those that follow him are on the winning side. There's a hackneyed little phrase that's used every now and again. I read the last page of the book, and we win. Jesus is the conqueror, he is the overcomer, and he is now giving that victory and that overcoming power to those that follow him. And that part does resonate in the book of Revelation. And that also is part of the blessing too, that we are overcomers, more than conquerors through him who loved us.
Of course, part of that blessing has to be in this concept that we have of hope, hope for new beginnings, hope that we will be on the winning side. Is that part of what you understand as the wider blessing that we have in Revelation?
There are several aspects to the blessing of God in Revelation. We can't, of course, highlight them all here now in the time frame, but hope, of course, is very, very crucial here, because hope, in one sense, is faith in the future. People that have hope are people that know they have a future. When you read Revelation, you see you have not just a future in God, you have a glorious future in God. Hope, as Hebrews describes it, is an anchor for the soul, and it keeps us from being adrift and washed away. So yes, hope is very much a factor in the blessing of God in Revelation.
Kameel, when you read the book of Revelation through the eyes of blessing, does it make a difference to the way you feel as you're reading about the unfolding nature of Revelation?
Yes, I think it makes a big difference if you realize that the whole book, all 22 chapters, every verse, every word is written by divine design and for your edification. Then it will help you to stomach some of the more challenging parts of the book, whether it's mysteries or some of the more eerie scenes, like in chapters 9 about the locust riding the horses, or in chapter 13, the rise of Antichrist. All of that we need to read along with the inspiring parts, because God says he'll bless. In fact, if we add or subtract from the book, we're in big trouble with God. So we better not do either. Let's just read it as a whole, keep its integrity, because when it has the integrity, then it also has the blessing.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Kameel Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Kameel, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.